Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here with Bill Webb in the Man Cave. And I think it's morning, but I can't hardly tell what it is right now. I think I got about 4 hours sleep, whether I needed it or not. I'm not sure if I got that much. But we got a little program for you this morning, and it looks like there's a ton of comments already. We had a 911 situation this morning, but fortunately, Bill Webb was a former police officer, and he handled it all by himself.
Hang on, baby, hang on. Hang on, baby, I got you. Come here, hang on, hang on. All right, you're out.
There you go, Good Samaritan Bill. The baby fawn caught in the fence. And he's live and well. He's doing well.
Yep. My daughter would have been proud. She's always getting turtles out of the road. So I sent it to her and said, look, it's better than getting a turtle out of the road.
Yeah. And, I things like that happen around here quite often, actually. I've done similar things several times, but I never think to turn my phone on. I'm surprised you thought to turn your phone on. Without further ado, I'll just show you how the boxing situation turned out. So here's a video on that. Well, my friends, if you were watching yesterday, you saw that I had a boxing day, and that continued through yesterday, and I finished the boxes and got everything sorted and put away. And you can see here, we call this worked large pieces. Here's the adzes and the flakes, the drills and tips of the points and nearly completed points, and the united pieces that were found and glued back together, and a little fluted piece there. Here's some work pieces that are medium size. Here's work pieces that are small. And here are the bases. Again, those are the hand axes and the fire starting tool and this point making tool, the grinding stone, and these other just stones that I have no idea. And finally, some nicely worked pieces. These are pieces that you can really tell they worked on, but you can't really tell what they are. Is that just a really crude point? Here's this one is really beautiful. It's really beautiful rock, the way the curl is in the rock and all that. But you can tell they worked on it a lot. It was on something much bigger, obviously. Don't know what it was. Just all these pieces are like that. They've just been worked a lot. But anyway, pretty cool. Now, what I have in mind is, of course, I should have said this before I took this down, was to have, these two stacks like this, side by side, and you can just envision two stacks like that, and then having a wooden cabinet around that, and having these be drawers that pull out of the cabinet. That's what I have in mind. I got a lot of things in mind. Odds are I won't get to that for quite a while, but that would be pretty cool to do that and make it really, really nice. Yeah, I got lots of things in mind. Just getting to them is the problem. Well, that's about everything we have for today. We do have guests staying at the rental retreat, and they're looking for a tour of the shop this morning, and they want to see the artifacts, and they want to see the instruments, and they want to see the Civil War stuff, and the Native American stuff. And they've got 3 small children, so it'll be a fun little tour, I'm sure. Keeping the kids away from the on-off switches on all the saws and all that stuff. I might also add that if you've been keeping score, you notice we've been having internet trouble the last several days, and probably today again because I connected that router back up. It may happen again today. It may freeze up. I don't know. But anyway, the Gasco Sage Electric Company came out, I guess, day before yesterday, and they are going to run the actual connection into the house now. Since I'm not as in the shop and it's not as critical in the shop as much, so we're going to just turn everything around. We'll pipe the internet down to the shop, but the main connection is going to come into the house. So that'll speed it up a lot, at least based on the experience we've had so far, because the shop down there is really, really fast. And so when they get it up here to the house versus the shop, it'll be really fast up here. Okay, let's go into the comments and see what we've got. John Pepper looked like he was the first one to ring in, and Eddie Turner and Rod Wintler, David Tharp. He says, great concert last night. Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Dottie Hildebrand, hello, everyone from the Infusion Center. I'll be here for 8 hours. Oh, my gosh. Well, God bless you. We'll pray for you there, Dottie. David Tharp, my neighbor said it cost him $12,000 for his wife's nose job. He said now he's sorry that he hit her. Yeah, well, I guess I'd be sorry too. You're on the edge with that one, David. Yeah. Let's see. Dottie, thank you everybody for the prayers. Yep. Well, it's you're going through a lot of stuff. And she said her prayers must be working because my hands must be better tearing up that mandolin last night. Well, that's about all I was doing, is tearing it up. I did have some of the worst hand pain I've had ever. About an hour before we went live, or maybe an hour and a half before we went live, and I got out the vibrator and started vibrating my hands because I'm seriously telling you, it was some significant pain. I thought, I'm not going to be able to play if this happens. And so I vibrated it for about 20 minutes, and it seemed to be okay. It relaxed it. Like I said, it doesn't make it go away. It just relaxes it for whatever reason, and that's good enough. Paul Lanier, last night I picked along, and I must say Jerry and pals are very, very great at this music. New guitar strings on my end also show me where I need practice. Great job all. Thank you. The only thing I want to comment on, and I don't know, you can take it for what it's worth, I guess. In live, it seems really dynamic, really powerful, all that. But when I listen back to it on the YouTube, it's not so much. Seems real flat to me, very non-dynamic, if you will. And so I don't know what I can do about that. I mean, it doesn't sound nearly as punchy or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'll keep working on it. But right now, I got to figure out what's wrong with this channel 4 on this thing. And I guess I'm going to have to send this darn thing back or something. I don't know. I'm going to try to call them today and see if they can, or send them an email. The one sales guy, he kind of knew me from, well, he's watched my videos for one thing, and he knows that I'm a repair person. So he kind of knows about me. Maybe he'll take care of me if I tell him I've got a problem with this thing. David Tharp, hey Jerry, do you know how to make a waterbed more bouncy? Fill it with spring water. You're the king of dad jokes. You're just the king of dad jokes. Let's see, I'm looking for question marks. There's a lot of conversations, but I don't see question marks too much, so I'm scrolling down. Kim Williford, prayers for Jerry's hands, work wonders. The whole band was hot and tight last night. Standing ovation is well-deserved. Fabulous show. Well, thank you. We felt like it went really well, but I'll be honest, I was disappointed when I heard it play back. It's not nearly it's just not dynamic. It's just flat sounding to me. I don't know. David Tharp, at the store, I asked the man, what's a good way to clean glass? He said, ammonia cleaner. I said, sorry, I thought you worked here. Right over the top again. I didn't even feel that one.
I'm only a cleaner. I guess that's what I'm only cleaner.
I'm sure there's a play on words there somewhere, but I can't find it. I don't know what my problem. About 3.5 hours sleep is probably the problem. Paul Lanier, Jerry, taking advice from you. My wife got the same hand puncher massage machine for my old joints in my hands, and it helps me warm up to continue playing music. Thank you. Well, I am pretty sure that yesterday would have been a no-go had I not had that vibrator. I'm seriously telling you, the pain got so severe. I wasn't even doing anything. I was just walking around through the house at the moment when the pain hit, and it was so severe that I thought, oh my gosh, I don't think it's ever hurt this bad. It did that the other day for a second when I was playing. Were you there when I was? Yeah. I think he was there, and it hurt so bad I had to just stop. And it just that one was just a flash. Well, the one when I was walking through the house, it hung on. It wasn't going away, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't live like this. So I ran and got that vibrator, and it finally relaxed it. So it didn't hurt last night, so everything was good. Thanks for the prayers. Let's see. Terry Hackard, hello everyone. I'm working on my Czech mandolin. Maybe I'll send images Jerry so he can comment. Yeah, you could do that. Gary Hayden, Jerry, your concert last night was really good. You and the band did really well. The bass and mandolin were the backbone. The sound system was well balanced. Devil Woman was nice. Well, thank you very much. Yo, old Marty Robbins, he's my favorite overall singer. He really is. He just had such a smooth voice. Paul Lanier, okay, now I'm quiet and waiting. Where is my hot black pain community Java? Plain. Yeah, I think you're needing your coffee, I guess, huh? I'm not old enough to drink coffee. My mom always told me that. She drank coffee like, I don't know, like it was going out of style. She drank it all the time. And I'd always say, well, I want some coffee. And she said, you're not old enough. And she wouldn't give it to me. So she never told me any different, so I never got old enough. Gary Hayden, Bill Webb, you did well last night. Thanks.
Thank you.
Zappa.
Appreciate that.
Good on you, Bill. Okay. I maybe is that maybe about the deer? Maybe good on you, Bill. Yeah. Maybe I don't know. So. Good morning, y'all. Let's see, Jerry. What kind of wood did you on the boxes? It's just a plywood I bought off of Amazon that they kind of sell it for laser cutting projects and things. It's just 350 millimeter square, I think it was, if I remember my numbers right. But anyway, you can get it in 3 millimeters thick or 6 millimeters. I bought one. I think it comes in 25 sheet packs. I bought a pack of each. Let's see, Zappa, Jerry. Yesterday there were questions about fiber optic cable. I checked the max length for basic fiber is 60 miles. Yeah, it should, for my little distance, shouldn't be the problem. I don't know what the problem is. We had a bad storm very shortly after we got the fiber installed. I mean, a really bad storm. And it knocked out a couple of channels. See, I have this mesh router system. It was very expensive. It was like $1,700 or something. I mean, it was a lot of money. And but they come fiber optic ready. You can plug fiber optic directly into them. And so I came out of the company's fiber optic box, went into my main router down there in the shop. That router, at that time, I didn't have the cable in the ground, so it was sending the Wi-Fi signal up to the house. Then that router is exactly like the one in the shop, so I could have, if I had the fiber, I could have plugged it in, but I didn't have it then, so it was just Wi-Fi. And then I ran another Ethernet cable to the kitchen where I had yet the third router, and then I ran over here with a switch and connected this room. Well, anyway, the bottom line is I had 3 routers, and that storm hit. Well, the main router got nailed somehow, and it knocked out like 2 channels in it. So I switched routers around. I put the bad router up here in the kitchen. It still had 2 channels working. The 2.5 megahertz channels were still working. And anyway, and so that's been fine. And that's the way we've been working for the last 6 months, and it's always worked fine. But over the last couple of weeks, I've just noticed that it seems to be slowing down, and we're now down to like 30 megabytes up and down whenever we're using it. So I don't know if, like my fiber optic cable, when I first put it in, it brought the speeds way up here, and then, over time it just keeps degrading. So I don't know if it's my cable. I don't know if these routers have degraded further. I don't know what the problem is. And boy, I don't want to buy new routers again. That's expensive. So I don't know what to do. And I don't really know how to test it. I mean, there's not a good way to test it, really. I don't know. And I asked the guys if they could test the fiber cable between the shop and the house, and they said, sure, no problem. So we pull out the connectors, and it's a different kind of fiber cable than they use. So they didn't have a way to test it. So still don't know. Anyway. Bill Mumbo, at a primary school, a teacher taught us about stone axes and flint knapping using flint stones as part of history studies. Let's see. Bill Mumbo, YouTube compresses the sound, Jerry. Yeah, I do know that. But, I don't know. I don't know. It most of the music, like if I do, I don't know, like if I embed it in the videos, that sounds okay to me. But it seems to me like our live stuff is just not the same. I don't know. I don't know if it's this box. I don't know what it is. I really don't. On analog mixing and analog amps and all that stuff, I get all of that. I know exactly what to do with all that stuff. This digital stuff is a little bit over my head right now. Anyway, Ronald Todd, Jerry, I was very impressed last night when you messed up early in the night and came right back and hit the next song out of the park. Well, thank you. Yeah, I have my moments where I'm always, like when I'm teaching one-on-one to my students, they get all upset when they make a mistake. And I just stop them right there and I say, look, I'm going to tell you something right now. I've been playing music for 40 years. I've played thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of songs. And I've never played one single song without making some kind of mistake. Not one. I mean, there's always something that you could do better. So you just keep going. That's all you can do. Bass Cat, I'm going to say it's Bass Cat. I just think that sounds right. 73. And he hasn't commented yet whether I'm right or wrong. Jerry, thanks for playing Shenandoah Valley of Virginia last night. And you were correct with your first guess about my username. Fishing handle. So now There you go. I was thinking because we're a music channel here, you probably, it's more like bass cat than bass cat, but okay, so there you go. All right. It doesn't matter. I'll screw it up. I can't leave well enough alone. I've got to find some way to screw it up. Dottie Hildebrandt, thank you, Jerry, for doing my song, and you all killed it last night. Well, thanks. Preston Johnson, I made a comment last night for anyone wanting to donate to use PayPal. PayPal only takes 3%. YouTube takes much more. I noticed the contribution started changing more to PayPal. Yeah, and thank you very much. I don't know what to say about all that, except that it doesn't look like it came through. I mean, like PayPal this morning didn't show much. There's a couple, but only a couple. So I don't know what happened to that. Anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't do this for the money. I could care less about the money myself, but I do like to try to pay the band and give them some decent money, Sidecar Bob, have you heard of Time Team? It was a TV show in the UK for about 20 years. People would contact them about stuff they found, and the team of archaeologists would spend 3 days investigating. No, I've watched, in fact, I still watch a number of archaeology programs in the UK, but I don't remember hearing about that one. Charles Salkowitz, no, that's not question mark, sorry. Sidecar Bob, one of the archaeologists was adept at flint knapping and demonstrated it a few times. They have brought Time Team back with new digs on YouTube, as well as uploading most of the original ones. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I can do a little bit of flint knapping. I mean, I kind of know the process and know how to do it. I wouldn't say I'm very good at it. I thought it was kind of humorous, though. I was telling Bill this, I think it was yesterday. I was at a bluegrass festival in Grassy, Missouri, and this guy knew I was really into the ancient artifacts. This was a long time ago. I've been into them for years because, like I told you, I used to belong to the Archaeological Society in St. Louis. I belonged to that for like 10 years or something. Got all their, technical papers and all that stuff, and, so I was pretty up on it. And that's why I know quite a bit about it now. But anyway, this guy walks up to me at the Bluegrass Festival, and, we're not talking about archaeology or anything, and we've got instruments in our hands and the whole bit. We're just playing music, and he walks up to me and goes, "Look what I just found." And he holds this out like this. He says, "It's a Native American artifact." And I looked at it, and I said, "Well, okay, I'm going to say that I won't doubt you found it. I mean, because if you say you found it, you found it. I won't doubt that maybe it could have been made by a, Native American Indian. That's possible." I said, "But the only thing I'm sure of is it ain't ancient. That's brand new." He looks at me like this. He goes, "How do you know that?" I said, "I can just tell by looking at it." And he says, "Well, you're right. That guy over in that tent made it." So, I mean, it's pretty hard to fool me. I mean, I can be fooled. Anybody can be fooled. But I also, I'm pretty discriminating when it comes to that stuff. In fact, that's how the conversation came up. He saw a little artifact that was in a bag. Somebody gave it to me. And he thought, "Hey, that looks pretty cool." And it does look cool. I said, "But I don't think it's old." And I really don't. I don't think it's old at all. I think it's a modern point that somebody made. For one thing, it's too perfect. That's one of the things. People think the ancient artifacts are perfect. Well, a few are. A few are. There's no doubt some are. But the vast majority are not. They're not perfect. In fact, a lot of them are very crudely made. you think about it, they weren't trying to win a beauty contest. They were trying to kill an animal. And all they wanted was something on the end of a stick to throw at an animal. They didn't care what it looked like. And that, if you just think about it from the common sense perspective, like, I'm out to get food. I'm not here to make a decorative point, And that's kind of the way they were looking at it, obviously. Okay, well, guys, that looks like that's everything this morning. We got 120 viewers right now. Yeah, we really kind of had a low turnout last night. I am going to hope that it was because of the presidential debate. I don't know what happened. We were almost up to 200, and then it just dropped off like a rock. But like I said, there was 125 really smart people last night that were watching. I hope you were one of them. We'll see you probably Monday with the next vlog, and I'll see if I can't get some kind of videos out for this weekend. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you when we see you.